something's still off. For those of you who have been keeping up with my WWE Something's Off series, you already know the vibes of this video. While all that is happening, you know, you have your celebrities in there, you have your Pat McAfees, you have your Iyo Speeds, you have your little yaddies, you got your Jelly Roll, you have those people and all that going on and them being inserted into different storylines within, you know, WrestleMania. You have something huge. You have a slow burn. You have a storyline that is brewing, and it has been brewing for months, for a while. And you might be wondering, what are you talking about? What storyline has got all that behind it? The Iyo Sky, Asuka, and Kairi Sane storyline. When I tell y'all, that right there is far more interesting to me than any of these celebrities being inserted in these different storylines. I could just even say, like, for me, yes, the whole CM Punk and Roman Reigns, that's got me going. It's got me excited. Well, more specifically for CM Punk because of the Pipe Bomb Part 2 that he cut, or maybe I should say Pipe Bomb Part 3, because I do count AEW, what he did. But that's besides the point. Even with Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer and their hatred towards each other and them brawling in the ring, and you know, Liv Morgan got a freaking black eye now and Stephanie just attacking her, and then Roxanne Perez was in the mix of that, and now they going at each other. Even with that being something like crazy that I'm actually looking forward to, far more interesting than even the Cody Rhodes, Pat McAfee, Randy Orton situation storyline. I'm locked in on Iyo Sky, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. You might wonder why. Why, with all this stuff that's going on, with all this stuff that WWE is trying to get people into caring about WrestleMania in general, I'm far more intrigued by this situation. Since they're not really pushing it, they're just teasing it. They've been teasing it for a while. Hopefully after WrestleMania, when things die down, then this will be the next thing that will like slowly just like grow and grow and grow into something huge, because this storyline with Iyo Sky, Asuka, and Kairi Sane is super layered. I've been thinking about this and talking about this for a while. Asuka controlling Kairi Sane, ordering her around, like interfering in her matches, keeping her in this sort of submissive student role, while Asuka is the senpai. She's the teacher, she's the authoritative role, she's the leader. Like, and then Iyo seeing it, and then Iyo being caught in the middle, because on one side she doesn't even want to get involved because of how the betrayal happened with Asuka and Kairi Sane. Like, they turned her back on her. But on the other side, she sees that Kairi Sane is being abused. And on top of that, those three women have such history with one another. She's trying to help Kairi Sane, but then Kairi Sane, it's like she wants to get helped, but at the same time, she's afraid. She doesn't want to turn her back on Asuka. She's afraid of Asuka. She's caught in the middle of loyalty and independence. I'm wondering if there's going to be anything that comes of this, because the storyline touches on so many things. Like, they need to cook. They need to cook with it. They need the soup, the pot needs to be hot. The power and the control, the gaslighting, the guilt tripping, the emotional manipulation, the authority versus friendship. And it's so relatable. Sadly, it is so relatable, because whether we've been in a relationship like this, or we've seen or know someone who's been in a relationship with this, the microaggression, all of this stuff, like, it's such a serious topic that Iyo Sky, well, let me just hone in on it. Asuka and Kairi Sane are playing out with this storyline, and it's so freaking real. And I remember there were times where Asuka would like smack Kairi upside the head and yell at her and belittle her in Japanese, and I'm just like, okay, like, I know this is for play, but this is making me feel a certain type of way about a certain type of way. This is one of the things that would always keep me coming back when it comes to WWE is the range of storylines that they would put out. Stuff that happens to regular Joes and Janes in the regular world being on screen. And then you add that into wrestling. It just makes you keep watching. And it just, with this storyline with Iyo Sky, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, it just makes me think like, Asuka be abusing people. I love you, Asuka, but you need to stop, okay? Is Kairi ever going to open her eyes and realize, or maybe she's already realized, I feel like she does realize that she's getting abused, but I wonder if she will ever have the courage to be like, you know what, Asuka, I'm over this. You gonna stop hitting me upside the head. You gonna stop talking trash to me in Japanese, and you gonna stop belittling me and let me have my words and say what I wanna say, okay? You're not gonna control me. I'm tired of being used. I need something to happen in this storyline, because when that turn happens, when Kairi Sane actually gets fed up with Asuka, I don't know if it's going to be Iyo Sky that's going to help be the catalyst for this, for Kairi to, you know, grow a set and just be like, I'm done. Is Kairi and Asuka ever going to have a big match, or is that going to turn into a storyline? Hopefully, because it's going to hit. It's gonna hit. And then you add in Rhea Ripley into that as well, because Rhea Ripley was the catalyst in the help in Iyo Sky realizing how dirty Asuka and Kairi were, especially Asuka. So I'm wondering if Iyo is going to be that person for Kairi. That's even more layers, bro. But the problem is they're like, WWE is not really committing to it. Like, they're teasing it and they're putting it in Monday Night Raw. But like, I feel like that is being underused. That storyline is being underused, and it's being underused and overshadowed with the celebrity, with the craziness that is WWE creative versus TKO. Stuff that they already have, they're not using it enough, and they're not fully committing to it because they're so busy with ticket sales and all the things. And that just pisses me off. That should be one of the top storylines. You can disagree with me. It is what it is. I'm sticking to it. Like, it should be one of the top storylines for the women. There needs to be some sort of payoff with this. Like, and this is one of the things that will really get on my nerves when it comes to WWE, especially as of late. Like, they'll start something that's real deep. They start something that could really go somewhere, and then they don't take it all the way. And then you get it just gets dropped, and you just move on to the next thing. Like, even with the whole thing with Bayley and Laura Valkyria. Again, I don't know if fans weren't feeling it, but I sure as heck was. I remember when Bayley was having some mental situations, and she was battling internally with just her mind of whether she wanted to go heel and be like F everybody, or whether she still wanted to be face. And she was just having like these internal dialogues being depicted and portrayed on TV, where it's just like back and forth. I remember that. I think that was like 2025. I think that was last year or so. And I was into it. I would love when she would shift, she would switch, something would happen. I don't know if she would hit her head or something, and she would shift. And Laura Valkyria a lot of times would get caught in the middle of it. First, Bayley's being nice, and then the next thing, Bayley's pissed off and yelling at her, calling her a stupid idiot. And Laura would be standing there and be like, what the freak just happened? They were building on that jump. And I was so intrigued, and I was wondering what was going to happen with it. And I don't know, maybe I missed a couple of Monday Night Raw episodes. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments down below if I'm missing something, but I don't remember anything coming of that storyline. Now they're tagging with each other, and now they're going to be in that match for the women's tag team championships. They're good. There's no back and forth. Bayley's in her right mind, and I'm just like, that could have been something dope too. Like, I just hate that junk. I hate that junk so freaking much. Let's talk about LA Knight and the Usos. They're using LA Knight. I know that the Usos and LA Knight have had their history. They've gone from being on the same page to being enemies, especially LA Knight and Jey Uso. They've had beef and potatoes with a side of string beans. Think about this. Just go with me on this little Wrestle Capsule ride, okay? LA Knight can talk. And what I mean by that is he's good on the mic. He doesn't have any problems on the mic. Yeah. And the Usos, on the other hand, specifically Jey, Yeah, Jimmy's a lot better on the mic than Jay is, but they're both mid when it comes to mic. Okay? Jay Uso, I do not believe that, and I didn't believe when they turned him into, you know, the main event Jay Uso, and he was getting into the big picture and the big storylines, and he was really stepping away from his brother, and stepping away from the Usos, going on his own as a single competitor and getting intercontinental and getting the world heavyweight. But it didn't amount. Like, what did he do with these title reigns? What did he do with these big opportunities? Now, some would say he did this, this, and this. I don't see it. Okay? And that's probably one of the reasons why he went right back to Jimmy, and now they in the Usos are back again. Creative, they saw something in him. The fans were behind Jay, especially after the whole storyline with the Bloodline and Sami Zayn. Academy Awards, his acting, Jay finally getting on board with Sami, only for Sami to betray Roman and the Bloodline, and the pain that was in Jay Uso's face a couple years ago. Like, it was so freaking good. It was pure storyline cinema gold. All that work that he put into that. I know that WWE creative was like, you know what, he's ready. They're putting a rocket ship on him. The fans love him. They're behind Jay. Let's do it. And he got those opportunities. And what did Jay do with them? So what did creative do? They put him back with Jimmy. Do I prefer the Usos together? Heck yes, 100%. 120,000%. But let's not act like this wasn't strategic, okay? Now, I haven't talked a lot about the Gunther versus Seth freaking Rollins. I don't even want to call it a storyline, because what is a storyline for 200 Alex? Like, I feel like I'm at Jeopardy and there's no answer to the question, because why Gunther versus Seth freaking Rollins last minute? They waited until last minute for Gunther to finally tell us why he attacked Seth. As a fan, like, why am I supposed to care about this? Like, for real. Why am I supposed to care about Gunther and Seth freaking Rollins? Because I like Gunther. As a wrestling fan, I like Gunther. Because as a fan, I like Seth freaking Rollins. Like, these fights, these breakout brawls that WWE be having, SmackDown, Raw, it is getting to the point where it's like, okay, this is the only way we're going to get people excited for this match. If we throw this match together, what we're going to do, we're going to have them have a brawl. Everyone's going to be into it now. They're going to be ready for WrestleMania. They're going to be excited. They're like, ooh, we're going to see them go in, like, for real, officially. But brawls do not get me invested in a storyline, in a match. Story does. Story that has been built, and they took time to develop it and put things together, as opposed to just throwing it all together. Intelligent fans can tell the difference. Let me ruffle a few more feathers, because Roman Reigns and CM Punk, it's not, I don't know. Let me just say this. CM Punk sold his match for me last week. I feel like WWE creative was just like, here's a mic, say what you gotta say. It is what it is. Just sell the match, bro. He came at Roman. He came at Pat McAfee. He came at TKO. All in one promo. Literal chef's kiss gold. So after that, I was just like, well, dang, I mean, good thing I'm going to WrestleMania, because, okay, woo, woo. Roman Reigns came out. I was like, okay, they're going to give Roman Reigns an opportunity to have a rebuttal, to say what he needs to say in response to all the shade last week when he cut his promo and was talking about Roman. Like, I was like, okay, he's gonna come back strong. He's the tribal chief. He still has his island of relevancy. Like, what is he gonna say? And what blows my mind is this man had, what, 2 minutes to say what he needed to say. He barely got any time. I was not expecting for CM Punk to come out the moment Roman Reigns was about to get into whatever promo that he was gonna get into. Initially, I'm like, what the freak is this? Like, that's Roman, that's all you gonna say? Why would WWE decide to have him do such a thing? Roman coming back, I mean, like, I hate you too, and like, the fans just love you, and you went away for over a decade and people were still chanting your name and all this stuff like that, but basically I'll beat you at WrestleMania. was like, oh, I get it. They wanted to protect Roman Reigns. You might say, what do you mean protect Roman Reigns? As much as Roman Reigns has improved as a wrestler, more specifically on the mic, it is nothing compared to what CM Punk did. That whole segment was very much lackluster for me. Like, Roman didn't even get to say the stuff that I was expecting him to say or that he should have said. But again, that's them protecting Roman and preserving him. Guys, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the things that I discussed in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. Thank you so much for watching. And again, I'm going to WrestleMania night 1 and 2. I'm going to the Superstar Brunch, and I'm going to 2 days of World. So there's gonna be a lot of content coming at you guys this week, and probably gonna be trickling into next week because that's a lot of editing. But I want to show you guys the experience that I had and just make the most of WrestleMania week. So again, thank you guys for watching. Signing off. Bye.